The insane drama between Nicki Minaj, one of the biggest celebrities out there, and Hollywood and leftists is only getting crazier and crazier. This, of course, all started after she said some absolutely epic things about President Trump that sent leftists in Hollywood completely spiraling into chaos. And now today we have more insanity with this whole story. She only doubled down, and not only that, but she then started to absolutely go scorch earth on woke leftists, and this whole thing is getting absolutely crazy. We have a lot to get into. So it all started with this post where Trump was talking about the Christian persecution that is happening in Nigeria, and then Nicki Minaj responded with this. Reading this made me feel a great sense of gratitude. We live in a country where we can freely worship God. Thank you to the president and his team for taking this seriously. God bless every persecuted Christian. Let's remember to lift them up in prayer. And obviously this is a huge no-no for Hollywood and for leftists. They absolutely hate God, and so any mention of God positively is a major problem for them, especially coming from such an iconic celebrity like Nicki Minaj. And there are a lot of leftists having complete meltdowns over this, and this is how crazy things are. We now have President Trump teaming up with Nicki Minaj to raise awareness of Christian persecution. That is where we're at, and that is how crazy things have gone. But it didn't even stop there, because then we had Ambassador Mike Waltz, who said this to Nicki Minaj: "Thank you for using your platform to speak out in defense of the Christians being persecuted in Nigeria. We cannot allow this to continue. Every brother and sister of Christ must band together and say enough. If you ever find yourself in New York, come by the U.S. Embassy to the United Nations. I would love to speak with you in more depth about what our administration is doing," the Trump administration, "to protect Christians' freedoms all over the world." And this is crazy. This is how she responded. She said, "I'd be honored. Thank you, Ambassador." And oh man, did this send the leftists into an even more insane meltdown. But it didn't even stop there. She is now saying positive things to Elon Musk, which of course sent the leftists into such a meltdown. They started saying things like this:
"Nicki, as a diehard fan who genuinely sticks beside you through every single scandal, you cozying up to this effing loser?"
Talking about Trump, obviously.
"I might actually have to tap out. We live in a country that wants to weaponize religion so your not straight fans can be," and then, you know, whatever else this person said, which of course is just whatever, you know, just more just leftist lunacy. And Nicki Minaj responded with this. This is just incredible. "Imagine hearing that Christians are being murdered and making it about you being not straight. When my home was swatted multiple times with my innocent toddler inside with maybe 20 officers with guns drawn pointed at our home due to political corruption, you being not straight couldn't save me. Expecting someone to stay oppressed, having horrible things happen to them, ignored by public figures who were supposed to be helping them, says more about you than it does anyone else. LOL, and I know you're not a die-hard fan," which is great. I'm glad that Nicki Minaj realizes that this is, of course, a huge psychological thing that leftists like to do. It's just ridiculous. They like to pretend that they are really on your side when they're really not at all. But she also went scorched earth on all sorts of other leftists, like this one here. We don't have the original post, but this is what she said in response: "Imagine hearing that Christians are being persecuted and not being able to have empathy for them because you are blinded by your own personal obsession with Trump." She is calling out the woke insanity, and this is amazing. She has obviously reached the end of her rope when it comes to all of the woke BS, and she is done. And this, of course, is driving Hollywood, and it's driving leftists absolutely insane that Nicki Minaj isn't bending the knee. She isn't apologizing for what she is doing right now. The woke shaming no longer works, and that, of course, is making leftists just, their heads are exploding right now, okay? Life is so much fun when you don't give an F anymore, and that is exactly where she is at. She has become completely unleashed, and she has realized the freedom of that. So with that being said, let me know what you think about everything that Nicki Minaj is doing right now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.